What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Finally here to finish showing off the Lego Fallout inspired city right here. So today we're taking a look at this the right side. 5 buildings in total, I believe. Starting with those two right there, which I would more or less just call the abandoned buildings. We got this one right here, which is kind of the Raider building. These construction site ruins in the corner, which are the super mutant structure, and then just this wreck of what once was a building. We're just gonna go around, take a close look at some of the roads and outside of the buildings. So here's the outside of the Raider building. Here's the front door. They actually don't have a door. Wonder where that went. And they got a skeleton impaled outside. Some skulls hanging out the window up here. Dead guy hanging out the window there. And, then they just got some bones and stuff laying around. There's a leg bone just sitting on the roof. This was my most recent attempt at a wrecked car. If you've seen the 188, there's some ones I did for that one, but the ones in the 188 are a lot more trying to be accurate to the actual ones. At some point, I'm going to go around and just make a bunch of very specific, accurate, destroyed cars from Fallout to just use in future stuff. That'd be very helpful to me, but, if you see my custom car video, as I said, not really an expert on cars and stuff, so definitely something I want to work on. Got a little barrel fire right here. As you can see, this guy right here, well, that for one is where McCree's chest piece went. And as you can see, this guy, he's about to go looting and shooting. He wants that raider loot, hunting for the XP and all that. And so as you can see here, here's there's an iBot just chilling outside this destroyed building here. If you've seen my robot videos, you'll notice this one finally got an update. So originally my iBot's the face was sticking out by a plate, and finally managed to get one of those newer prints. And yeah, it didn't work out really as well as I wanted. He went from being a little too long in the face to a little too flat in the face. But I'd say from like angles like this and from the front, it I think does look a little better. But from the side, I guess it looks a little better. It's, I guess, better than it sticking out as far as it was, but yeah, just got a little iBot rolling down the street here, playing some music. And outside the super mutant construction site fortress, that's where I kind of did the most junk and rubble and stuff just kind of lying around. And as you can see down here, we got a busted Protectron just sitting there. I'm sure if it wasn't for those super mutants, the Brotherhood would have gone and grabbed him up. And here's just a look at the side of that Raider building. And let's go ahead and get into these. We're going to start with the super mutants first. Alright, here we're going to show you the super mutant construction site fortress. It's got some pretty interesting pieces that didn't really use anywhere else in the mock. Starting with the cloth structures. So these are obviously the original sails for the Jabba's sail barge, the original one. I've had that set a very long time, but it's been parted out for a very long time, so I've always had those sail pieces spare. And finally found a really good way to use them, so I love how that looks. It's supposed to resemble, just some tarps and some stuff they threw on top to keep away from the rain and stuff, give them a little bit of shelter. And then I'm not sure what set these are from, but I think they're also sails from a ship. Maybe the Pirates of the Caribbean line, just some tattered sails. And, quite expensive pieces, actually. But once I saw those pieces on Bricklink, I was like, yeah, that's going to look great. And, yeah, so I'm very happy with getting those sails as well. You also might notice these nets hanging off. Those are supposed to resemble the gore bags. So they got lots of bones and dark red pieces and stuff in there. And I managed to make 2 of those. The other one's on the other side. And we'll take a look at that in a second when we flip this around to look at the other side of it. Here's a small view of down here. We'll take a better look at that in a second. So before we go ahead and flip this around to take a look from the other corner, I just wanted to mention that this is the only structure in the entire Moc that can't be removed from the layout. It's built directly on a base plate, just because originally it was just a structure made out of these, support beam pillar pieces. And so, yeah, built straight on the base plate, can't be removed. But because it's so open and, easy to just stick hands in and stuff, not too big a deal. There you can see some bricks in the corner. That's kind of supposed to, I guess, resemble the building that it would have eventually been. And then just some different ideas I had for making spikes and super mutant barricade type looking stuff. And let's take a look at it from the other side now. Alright, taking a look at the super mutant structure from the other side. You can see it's very open on this side. I thought that'd be best to do not only for, being able to get in there and work around with that space, but also since this is the corner of the Moc, probably not going to get seen from this side, so I thought just be a very nice thing to do. Leave it open where you can't see it. And there you can see the other gore bag. And they got some more Wastelander soup right there. Got a skeleton right there. There's just a look at the inside. Got just some junk laying around. And from here, and I actually have a little mounted minigun right here. It's actually pretty articulated, provided it doesn't break apart on me. You really gotta grab it from the right part if you don't want it to break, but there you can see it got this minigun, can aim all kinds of around, and that's just based on the normal minigun design I have, but that one's a little different, being hanging off the wall there. Got the sail parts. Let me go to this side. There we go. Looking inside, you can see the Overlord sitting in his throne right there. He's got just some dresser or something next to him. The super mutants do have some goodies on them. And here you can see this is where the walkway goes up to the 2nd floor. And then from the 2nd floor you gotta walk around to get to that ladder, which brings you up to this floor. So, definitely not a really safe place to be moving around, but super mutants do what they can. So here's a closer look at this guy right here. So this is the general design for all the super mutants I have. Just their accessories and things might change, but they use all the same prints and stuff. He's got that old school orc / troll, not really sure, old school torso print from Castle or Kingdoms, one of those old themes. As I said, it was like a troll or orc or something chess piece for one of those old school medieval lines. And I had to get a whole bunch of those, and no idea where this head print is from, but I thought it was the most perfect head print for super mutants, and it took me a long time to find one I actually wanted to use for that. So pretty happy that Lego actually has that face print. Very good. Pretty much worked perfectly for me in terms of making a whole bunch of super mutants. And I have even more than are on this building. I got like a small bag of just some extra super mutants in case I wanted to put a little super mutant encounter or something somewhere. But yeah, not too much to talk about, I guess. Just a bit to look at it. That's the Super Mutant Fortress. It's one of my favorite ones just because of how it looks. It doesn't look good, but that's why it looks good, if you know what I mean. You know, really junky, really looks like it's going to fall apart. Just really matches the aesthetic I was going for really well. But now we'll move on to one of the other buildings. Alright, now that the Super Mutants are out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and start with this building, which was actually the building I started the whole City Moc with. So this was my very first building I ever did. Not just for the city, but the first ever full city-style building I've ever done. And because of that, it has lots of flaws. Obviously, it's really basic. It's a very boring looking building. I still think it looks good, but it's definitely not the most interesting one. But more importantly, because this was the first building I did for the Moc, it is actually dollhouse style, opposed to modular by floor like the others. And being the first building I made, I just kind of tried to stick with what I knew, and most of the Lego sets I've had were dollhouse opposed to modular. I haven't really had any of the big modular city builds or anything like that, so decided to go dollhouse for my first building. And obviously I didn't like it because it's the only one that's dollhouse. Although the Brotherhood of Steel headquarters was at one point gonna be dollhouse, but that building was way too big, so didn't end up happening. This is the only one. We're gonna go ahead and start with this bottom floor. See, they got a shelf in the corner, some sandbags for someone to, get behind if they need. A little knocked over lamp and a counter or something. And then just another knocked over shelf on this floor. Not too much on some of the sides. Like this side in particular is kind of really bare for the bottom two floors, but go ahead and move on to the second floor. We got a really ugly red bookshelf in the corner, and it is red because that's the only color I had at the time. Yeah, pretty sucky reason to be stuck with red bookshelf, but did what I had to do. Got another shelf over here, another little printed techie piece. That piece in particular, there's a whole bunch in the Moc. I guess I just threw them wherever I needed them at some point. Probably not a good thing. We got a broken desk in the corner, something with a newspaper on it, a book in a box right there, and moving on up to the next floor, more filing cabinets and shelves, more broken desks, just the typical type of stuff you'd find in an office building is kind of what I was going for this one. A long lamp that's knocked over there, another desk, and then finally on the top floor we actually have some more wasteland type stuff. You can see there's actually some beds up here. Some people were clearly living up here at some point. And over here you can see they got kind of a setup they had going on, but clearly nobody's living here now, so clearly it didn't work out so well. And then up here on the top, just some junk I kind of tried to throw up there. No idea what this thing is, just wanted to have some more stuff on the roofs. And here's the little hatch for the rooftop access. And yeah, not too much to say about this building. Dollhouse style. Didn't work out very well. Go ahead and show you some of the sides. This side in particular is the one side that you can't really see in the Moc because it's next to the other building. And also the hinges make the building look a little uglier, at least in my opinion. So, alright, now on to the dark blue, dark gray building. First I'm going to spin this thing around so you can see all the sides of it real quick. Because this building's in between two buildings, so this side right here, you pretty much can't really get a good look at it while it's part of the Moc. And then here's the back side, which just has some really nice stickers and prints and such. And then this side right here would be directly against another building, so you wouldn't really be able to see this side at all, or at least from like that part and lower. So yeah, you can probably tell. I probably should have mentioned this in the first video, but for my Fallout builds, I have no problem using old parts or discolored parts, like right here and right there. Very obvious discolored parts, or those ones in particular look like they might just be the old gray. But even if that's old gray or the new gray colors, or just a color that's faded or got discolored over time, I have no problem using any of those, because in my opinion, all those used parts kind of help with the apocalyptic feel of it. So let's go ahead and get straight on into the bottom floor there. So here's the bottom floor. Just this one's just kind of another office building type thing. So knocked over bookshelf with some papers and stuff that fell to the floor. Just a desk, filing cabinet, that kind of stuff. Pretty much going to be all the way through this building till the upper floors. Not too much on the bottom floor, and here is the second floor. As you can see, stairs go right there, and stairs are symmetrical through this whole build, at least like they're mirrored or whatever. So this floor got a nice little lamp or something in the corner. Some dead business guy dropped his briefcase. Got another desk, some more shelves and stuff. Not too much on this one. Not really sure what that's supposed to be, just a techie computer looking part I wanted to throw in there. And now looking at the third floor, which would go on like that. So here's the front of the building, just so you don't lose track, and then here's the back side. So for this floor, the floor right above this is where the McCree guy lives. So this is the floor he wants some protection on. So as you can see, that's supposed to be a tripwire hooked up to a rigged combat shotgun, so he can blow off anybody who comes up the stairs there. Just get some lead to the face. Got some shelves right there, and a broken desk right there. So yeah, that's pretty much all the protection for this guy. He's not a super pro merc like the dude next door, so just a rigged combat shotgun for him. But speaking of him, moving on to his own floor now. This is the top floor, and where the McCree wannabe lives. So looking at his little home up here, he's got some books right there. Those stickers are from probably the Mines of Moria set. I got a bunch of stickers from that one. And too bad they have the arrows in those books, because it kind of takes away from the whole Fallout theme, you know. Maybe those would be some good Skyrim prints or something, but don't really like the arrows, but it's best I had. He's got a whole bunch of sniper rifles. He's got a basic one in that box right there, and he's got a knife under his cot. And over there you can see he's got a sniper on his back as well. That one's a modified one, got all kinds of stuff on it. Then he's just got some of his kitchen utensils, I guess, there in the corner. Taking a closer look at him though, you can see he's pretty much all McCree except for the torso print, which is one of these Dino Hunter prints or whatever. But I really liked it because of that bandolier, and so with the his cloak hiding the big D letter right there, I think just from like these angles he looks really cool. And going ahead and put him back. We'll take a look at the roof now. So the roof has the ladder coming out like that. A couple of the buildings have them like that. Definitely not what you should do, because obviously when you go to put it down, it's not going to lay flat. So, but the ladder is going to be like around there-ish when the roof gets put on. And taking a look at the top floor, he's got a little wooden shade, I guess, just something to give him some shade, so he can kind of sit up there when he wants to enjoy a nice day outside. Got some alcohol to forget that he's in the apocalypse, And there's his super special sniper, and that's a brick arms mold. Just one of only a few that are in the mock. Oh, but this right here I think is kind of cool. So I wanted him to have like a sniper perch or something. So basically him being up at the top of this building, he would lay down on the white parts there, and then just stick the sniper out through there, and you know, you would be pretty hard to hit him while he's trying to snipe through there. So, and this is an old Indiana Jones sticker on both sides of this little box, and that's supposed to represent an ammo box. Unfortunately, I didn't have very many of those stickered pieces though, so only a couple of those in the mock. But yep, there's the dark blue, dark gray building. Moving on to one of the other ones now. Alright, now we're gonna go talk about this destroyed building right here. So this is actually the front, across from the Raider building. And this one can come off the mock. As I said, the only one that can't is the Super Mutant construction site fortress. But just like the white fancy government style building in the last video, this one just does not really need to be removed from the mock to get a close look at it. So my main goal was obviously just to have a building that was actually destroyed, and so I threw in some stuff to look like furniture and stuff that had been destroyed, and just some junk in there. And as you can see, I did put down a little white plate, which is supposed to resemble, you know, some sheets or something, just a makeshift bed. And I tried to make it look like some dude was camping in here at some point, but obviously you probably shouldn't be camping next to these kind of neighbors, so that's why I chose to kind of just leave it empty, even though, you know, his sack and the campfire and stuff's still there. I want to kind of make it look like, you know, he was kind of someone was dragged off in the night or something. Lots of kind of a bad neighborhood, this one, so gotta be careful. Alright, and here we are at the last building. The most interesting thing about this one is the pieces I used for the base. Don't really know what to call these pieces. They're basically giant bricks, but they're like Technic bricks. I would throw it upside down so you could see the bottom, but quite a bit of loose pieces in this build, so. But as you can see, 3 of them makes up the length of the bottom, and so 5 of those in total of these huge Technic brick pieces. They've done them a few times in a couple different sets, but I can't tell you too much about them. I got these dark gray ones from when they were doing the Bionicle in minifigure scale way back in the day, and I've had them since then. And when I finally got around to doing this building, which was the 3rd one I made actually, or at least the 3rd one I started on, I suppose, just decided to use these huge pieces for the bottom, and because I used those huge pieces for the bottom, which they're all also, you know, because they're they have these 3 Technic holes on all 4 sides, so they're actually connected with Technic pins for the bottom floor as well, and also because it's a brick thick, the bottom floor of this build is actually very sturdy, especially compared to the other buildings. But so that's the just one thing I wanted to get out of the way. So now we're going to move on to the first floor. This building modular like all the others. And as you can see inside, here's the Raiders. So I'm going to go ahead and take these 2 guys out, just show you them real quickly. So basically, this Raider gang is kind of just a bunch of Jack Sparrow clones, basically. Except they all got the Death Eater mask from the Harry Potter line. So Harry Potter plus Pirates of the Caribbean, Fallout Raiders. I mean, these aren't like the perfect prints or anything for a Raider design, but I have like multiple different like styles for the Raider gangs, and this is just the guys I ended up using for this building in the mock. But I've always loved those Death Eater masks, and I think they look pretty cool. Not perfect for the theme and stuff, but I still like how they look as far as Raiders go. Taking a look inside, we got some remains of bodies back there in the corner. Got a tortured guy hanging over there. These are Raiders after all. And they got some wood piled up in the middle. Probably all the broken desks and cabinets and things they probably just threw up in there to get out of the way. Not that many pieces though, actually. And then in the back they got a box with some dynamite and a helmet. And right here they got a motorcycle that clearly somebody's been doing some work on. And haven't got it up and running yet, but they'll keep trying, I'm sure. Moving up to the second floor though. Oops. Let me take the roof off real quick. On the second floor, you can see the boss of this Raider gang, and he actually is a little different than the rest of the guys. So, and so is this guy. I guess he's like the second in charge. He has the black hands, and he also has the Ninjago skull guy armor, which I always like that for Raider design. And obviously the boss has got the big one. He's also got the blue arms to make him less of a Captain Jack Sparrow clone. But looking in this building, we got a bed there over in the corner, or like a makeshift bed or cot or something. Just some desks in the middle, cabinet over there, some stuff on the walls. There you can see they're like a skull decorations, like Christmas lights or something. And one of them's staring out the window. Got some more office stuff in the corner there. And I got a terminal over here with a dead sniper who knows who took that guy out, but the Raiders didn't bother moving his bones. And terminal, and that's probably like the main Raider stash right there, where they keep all the good stuff. And obviously Raiders love their narcotics and such, so it's got a little dresser with some special sauce up there. And then not too much to say about this building. Yeah, just the Raider building, and those are the Raiders I had for the mock. If you want to see some of my other Raider designs, I think I showed one of probably my favorite out of all the like Raider gang groups I told you I had in my Apocalyptic Vehicles mock. But here's the roof. You can see it's got a roof hatch like some of the other buildings. So that was the Raider hideout. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I got plenty more Fallout content on the way. Hopefully I'll be starting a proper Fallout location mock again soon, a nice big one like the 188, but hopefully something a little cooler than that. So can't wait to start that hopefully soon, and hope you guys stick around, and see you later.